So today, I'm discussing a topic that I title Nigeria, the future of the world. Nigeria, the future of the world. Nigeria, the future of the world. Now that statement, to some people sounds unrealistic. That how could you say that Nigeria is the future of the world? I'm going to tell you why I said that, and I'm going to tell you what you and I need to do to make Nigeria become the future of the world. And it's going to happen in our generation, and our children's children will come and they will benefit, from the Nigeria that we have built, in preparation for them. Okay, now Nigeria. 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 Now I'm going to tell you, using the spelling of Nigeria, I'm going to tell you a few things that we need to do, to actually make Nigeria become the envy of nations, to make Nigeria become, the future of the world. And so I'm going to start, with N. N, the N in Nigeria. What do we need to do with that N? What does that N stand for me? Now, this is just an acronym for me. It could mean, Nigeria could mean any other thing for you. The N could mean any other thing for you. But I'm saying today that N must represent for me what I call national interests. The N in Nigeria represents national interests. And I'm saying today that if we are going to make Nigeria the future of the world, we must all elevate national interests above selfish interests. We must all emphasize national interests than selfish interests. If you look at our nation today, you will see that almost everybody, the greater part of our nation today, is filled with people who are driven by selfish ambitions. Everybody is selfish. People want to get power for selfish use. People want to go into political offices for selfish reasons. Now, I'm saying that if Nigeria is going to become the future of the world, we must cultivate a mentality of national interest. Now, what do I mean national interest? I mean that anything anybody is going to do, whether in politics, in civil service, anything you are going to do, it is going to be about the nation and not about yourself. I know you and I know that most of our politicians today are going into power not because they have any agenda for the nation, not because they have, anything they want to do to better the country, but they are only coming into power because they want to, satisfy themselves. They are egocentric, they are selfish. They just want to come and, get money, eat their own part of the national cake, and then just develop maybe just their state or their village, or just get cars or get private jets, or just, get money. Now, what I'm saying, that has to change if we must make Nigeria the future of the world. So the first thing that we need to do is to cultivate in the mind of everybody that we must all think in terms of nation, not in terms of individual. We must all think about the greater good, such that anything we are doing is not about selfish interests. It's not about me and my family, no. That we will begin to do things just for the greater good, so that the entire community or so that the entire nation will benefit from it. But do you know that even young people today, youths who are probably still in secondary school or in universities, if you speak with them, you will find out that they have a mentality of selfishness. They will tell you that they want to become wealthy. They want to become politicians. They want to become presidents tomorrow. And then if you ask them why, they tell you because they want to get money. They just want to be rich. Now, that kind of egocentric mentality cannot build a nation. So what am I saying today? I'm saying that every one of us must begin to think in terms of nation, in terms of community, instead of in terms of self. We have to put self aside to join hands together to build our nation. It was one quote I read that said, don't think about what America will do for you, but think about what you will do for America. Now, that is the mentality that every Nigerian must cultivate. What can I give? What is my role? What can I do to make Nigeria better? So, back to what I was saying. I was saying that every one of us should begin to think about what we will do to make Nigeria better, not what Nigeria will do for us. That is the mentality that will transform our nation. So we are thinking in terms of nation, not in terms of self. Now, when I was doing my youth service in Nigeria, as a youth corps, I had a colleague, who was with me, and he said that he was, going to become president one day, that he wants to become the president of Nigeria. And then I asked him, why do you want to become the president of Nigeria? And he told me that he also wants to go there to eat his own part of the national cake. I started by saying that the first thing that we need to do to make Nigeria the future of the world, the first thing is the first letter in Nigeria, which is N. And I said that for me, N stands for national interest. National interest. In other words, we must begin to elevate national interests above selfish interest. And that if we're going to make Nigeria the envy of the world, everybody must begin to work with the mentality of what can I do to better the country? What input can I give? What role do I have to play to make Nigeria a great nation? So, that's the first thing. And I said that we should begin to work with the mentality of what can I give to Nigeria, or what can I do to make Nigeria better, instead of thinking about what Nigeria will do for me. Okay? So if we work with that mentality, it means that we'll begin to come up with projects, we'll begin to come up with, processes that are geared towards building the country, not towards enriching ourselves. And I was telling you a story of my colleague while I was doing my youth service in Nigeria, who told me that he wanted to become the president of Nigeria. And when I asked him why he wanted to become the president of Nigeria, you won't believe what he said. He said he wants to have his share of the national cake. He wants to have his share of the national cake. And believe me, I marked him from that day. And I made up my mind that if that guy comes out as the president, coming to run as the president, I will never cast my vote for him. Why? Because he already told me that he does not understand what it means to become a leader. He doesn't understand what it means to become the president of the country. He is already coming with a selfish mentality. He's already coming with a mindset of egocentrism. He's coming with a mindset of selfishness. We are talking about how we can better the nation, and somebody's thinking about how to go there to eat his own part of the national cake. And that is one of the things that has held us backward as a nation. Why? Because people are selfish. People get into power not because they have any plan, not because they have, any projects to better the nation, but just because they want to accrue wealth for themselves, because they want to accrue wealth for their families. They are not thinking of nation, they are thinking of self. That is the first thing that we need to do to make Nigeria the future of the world. We must elevate national interest above selfish interest.